Hello everybody and welcome to Podtacular's coverage of the Halo 4 campaign video style. I am back with foomojive, who is on our podcast to help us go through the first campaign mission, which is Dawn. So welcome back, Fumo.
Hola, señores, señoritas, and señoras.
Very nice. You ready to do this?
Sí.
All right. Well, we are doing...
Spanish today.
Are you going to try to do everything in Spanish?
Well, the first, 5 words, yes.
Okay.
I'm back.
All right. So as you guys know, the first campaign mission is done. We're not doing any skulls, and we're going to do it on heroic. So let's start this off.
Chief! Easy. You've been out for a while.
Where are we?
We're still adrift on the Dawn.
Why did you wake me?
Hang on. Bringing your systems online now. I rewrote your suit's firmware while you were out.
You've been busy.
Activating the ship's gravity generators.
And everything falls to the floor.
You need to pull the manual release.
All right. So here we are aboard the Forerunner Dawn, drifting somewhere in the middle of outer space.
Seems like old times.
And we get to say
Ready to
hi to
get back to
Cortana
work.
again. Hello, Cortana.
I thought you'd never ask. We've got intrusion alerts lighting up on multiple jacks.
All right. So if you'll notice, if you're
Our
doing
best bet to
cooperative,
figure out who's boarding us
Fumo
is the
just spawned over
observation
here on the
deck, 4
right.
floors up.
Could it be a rescue team?
And then if you have a third person, they'll spawn over here on the left, and then I believe a fourth person will spawn over here on the right. So yeah, you ready to get this? Ready to get this started? Let's do it. All right. So the first thing is we talked about this in the podcast, but this is where you can get that achievement for finding the terminal, and it's right down here. And we've actually done this a couple times before, so Fumo actually has the achievement now. But you want to go ahead and activate anyways?
Know the drill. Here we go.
This is the service record for Spartan John 117. Would you like to continue?
And of course, we normally would.
Frigate Pillar of Autumn discovers
So this will go through actually kind of the whole storyline of Master Chief throughout all the Halo games. So if you haven't played any of the Halo games, like if you're new to Halo and Halo 4 is your first game, then this would be kind of like a good overview, I guess, that you can listen to. It has a few pictures that you can look at as well. But we're going to go ahead and move on. We'll actually go through all the rest of the Halo games for you, though. But we're going to come back up here.
Especially if you haven't, highly unlikely that playing this without playing any of the Halo games, but if you have, by all means, really a sweet overview of it.
Intrusion alert.
Right.
Intrusion alert.
So here's another terminal. Just it's more of a kind of, it's not really an Easter egg because it just sticks out there, but it's just kind of one of those added things. And it'll go through the weapon system status, and then it'll do like shield status, gravity controls, life support, and all that stuff. I think there's about 5 or 6 different systems it'll go through if you keep on clicking, but we'll come up here and just keep on running through the rest of the mission.
How long was I out?
And I think I just yanked Fumo.
4 years, 7 months, 10 days.
Somebody should have found us by now.
So we get here, and then this is where our first scan happens.
Sensor scan, high intensity. Doesn't match any known patterns.
How close are we to the
So we're
observation
gonna
deck?
just keep on going,
It's directly above us.
running through everything. Just ignore that little scan thing, and we're just gonna follow Cortana's direction. And once we get here, this is kind of one of those quick time
Be
events.
careful. Because some areas might have lost pressure.
It's too bad that right there you can't control like how quickly you do it, and like actually make the pressure even out equally. So here you're gonna go up. Yeah.
Chief, watch out!
So here you're gonna go up and just follow the prompts. And if you see Chief look to the side, you want to kind of go
Realize the
over.
ship had deteriorated so badly.
And if you actually miss it, stuff will come down and hit you, and you actually won't die. You'll just kind of be bumped back down to where you were at the first. So once you get here, you come up, and then this is another little quick time. They have an elite. So I'm gonna go ahead and push RB to kill the elite. But if you don't get it in time, which is kind of hard because you actually have quite a decent window to hit it.
Either way, he's
But if you do miss, you get thrown off the edge and you go back down and reset to where you were down there. So for Fumo, you guys actually didn't see this, but only one person can control that scene at a time. So if you're doing this on co-op, the first person to get there is usually the one that controls that whole sequence. You want to go crab style in here? Is that what you want to do? And then you sprint. So we come up to this first elite here, and you can just assassinate him. He's pretty much standing there wide open, there's nowhere for you to do that. And then there's two groups of enemies, one here on the right hand side and then one here on the left hand side. Oh, and I forgot to grab a pistol. So you can just take these guys out. They're pretty easy to take out, even on Legendary. And as I wipe up my last one here, there's plasma pistols around from all the grunts and everything.
See what we're up against.
There's assault rifle crates here with grenades. There's another one over here on the other side. And then on the bottom platforms on the side, there's assault rifle and magnums, or pistols. And then inside, there's pistols. So you want to pick up one of the pistols since you don't have a secondary weapon off spawn. Or you can do a plasma pistol instead if that is something you want to go with, like a noob combo with the pistol and the plasma pistol. So we'll come up here, activate the blast shield.
The good news
and
is these
reveal
Covenant aren't outfitted like standard military.
something
something
interesting.
Just came across a rogue salvage ship.
And no, Cortana, you're wrong. We have a whole Covenant fleet out there.
Or we might have stumbled into an entire Covenant fleet.
This might be bad.
Maybe they haven't recognized us.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say, the only
nothing's-
problem with the plot
That's one possibility. Landing craft flanking us.
Uh-huh.
is that the pistol only
Yeah.
have to rapid fire at something.
Yeah. So we're gonna take these guys out, and we actually mentioned this before on a last attempt, but here we have the whole boarding thing like we saw in Halo 2. There's a lot of different parts in this campaign that actually kind of reminisce back to what Halo 2 was like. The whole Covenant boarding and a few other things in the mission that we'll point out when we get to them. Just kind of a nice little homage back to some of the previous Halo sequences that are just kind of a Halo classic at this point. So that takes care of things here.
This ship.
We've
We're gonna
got
press
bigger
on
problems.
back
We've
into
got a
this
cruiser
corridor.
on an intercept course. Head for the elevator banks.
Didn't the ship sensor
I think
say
Fumo's
we still
finding
had
weapons.
systems online?
Yes, but since the ship was torn in half, we can't access the weapon stations. We'll have to fire them manually from the outer hull.
We're going up here. So we go back in here, we get into the elevator, and we take a lovely ride outside. Do 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 do. Having fun? Alright. Yep. So here we'll have two grunts and an elite to take out. Pretty simple if you have the noob combo and everything. This mission is really a kind of a getting yourself back into things. If you haven't played Halo before, the load of enemies are pretty light
That
compared
cruiser's
to some of the
shields
other levels in here and compared to some of the
Assuming
past
they
Halo
don't raise
games.
them, that missile's gonna be one heck of a surprise.
So we're going to keep on pushing forward down here. And on Legendary, this elite can give you a pain because he's basically shooting down a long hallway. And you probably only have like a plasma pistol by this point. And it's possible to get him, you just have to kind of close in on him just very cautiously. And then once you get there, you can take him out pretty easily.
These
Running on
Covenants seem
down.
more fanatical than the ones we fought before.
We can throw a couple grenades in here. Two grunts, elite. And I died. I think I ran into a sticky. Oh, so you stuck me. Thanks. Thanks for that. So the jackals will come through the doors after you take out the grunts and the elite that's there. So we come through and we'll run to the left.
We're just about
And this
there.
is kind of your second choke point of enemies. So the first one was that first room we were in when we opened the blast doors and the Covenant came and boarded us. This is kind of the second big fighting area of Covenant. So pick up some of the grenades that the grumps drop. It's probably the best way to do this area is come in, take out all the grunts, because they're pretty easy to take out, and they'll drop grenades for you that you can use on the elites outside. And then what I like to do is, if I run out of ammo of a certain weapon, I'll pick up a needler and use those on the elites, because it only takes about half a clip of a needler to take out an elite. And we're lagging a bit.
Yeah, we are.
Oops. And if you're playing on Legendary, it usually takes about 2 over-combine kills in order to take it out. Oh yeah, and that's another thing, is to note the concussion rifle that one elite drops. So Fumo has that now, and we're going to make our way outside to the airlock.
The auxiliary launch station should be to your left, out of the airlocks. You'll have to prime the launch for ignition.
Cortana,
Nothing. Just get to the launch station.
Alright. So there's a BR right here that's floating in midair that you want to pick up, and we found this last time too. There's actually BRs over here to the wall on the right. So you definitely want to pick one of those up, trade your AR for it, because, well, precision weapons are better than assault rifles, let's be honest.
There's the benefits of going.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, if I was smart, I'd actually like run through this before and then actually pick things out later. But so much for that. So take, oh, there we go. Yep. So take out the grunts and the jackals that are there in front of you, and then there's one beam rifle jackal which I just killed right there that you'll want to keep an eye out for, especially on Legendary, because he will make it a heyday for himself, just killing you over and over and over again. So just be careful as. Yeah, so funny thing on this level too is even though you're outside, everyone's jump height, like, okay, so you just saw a grunt do his little jetpack boost thing there. He still has regular gravity if he's alive, but then everything else, if it's inanimate or dead, it has 0G physics. So I don't know what 343 was thinking about when they were doing those physics. Is that the beam rifle? How about that? The beam rifle floated all the way over here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I totally forgot about that rule. I thought it was some kind of glitch. And when I saw it, I was like, what?
Yeah, well, it doesn't really make much sense because we've had previous space missions in past Halo games where the gravity has been affected for everybody, and here it's only affected for dead or inanimate objects, so it just doesn't make too much sense, I guess.
Like assuming everyone has magnet boots, but like you said, what happens when people die?
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind low gravity if it was universal, but I mean, look at all the enemies you just killed, and look at all of them floating off into
There's
space.
the launch station.
So another important thing here is if you're running co-op like we are, have one person stand up there waiting for the objective, because if you hit the button, then phantoms will come in and drop enemies off. So have one person stand over there waiting for the button, and someone get into position, which I am ready, so you can hit the button.
Launch initiated.
So you'll see the missile pop out, get ready to be primed and everything, except this is jamming.
Great. The blast door's jammed. The missile won't fire until it's cleared.
So you can see the phantoms right there, and I'm gonna hold X to push the trigger into place.
You did it. Get back.
Which basically overrides the whole sequence of you having to fight the enemies that get dropped by the phantoms. And then it blows up. That animation for that seems a little cheesy, don't you think?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I don't think pieces like that would just easily fall off.
The Covenant
Just saying.
scanning us.
Something to think for about next time, 343.
So.
And here we find that...
There's a lot of polish, visual polish in this game.
Is using a gravity well to pull us inside the surface.
in some cases, I guess.
We've got to hurry. The second we cross the dome's
So
event
right there we
horizon,
saw
its
that the
atmosphere's
scanning
going to
thing
tear
was
us apart.
actually
Where are the
Requiem,
closest escape
or the Dyson sphere that encloses Requiem.
vehicle
Oh,
there.
I just got... Okay.
I'm tagging the closest airlock.
Yeah, I just got pushed around a little bit. Run! Run, Fumo, run! Okay, so we're inside. And you can really take as long as you need for that area. There's no timeout or anything, at least that I'm aware of. It would have been interesting if they actually did have a timeout, like after 2 minutes or so, because it really doesn't take that long to get there. But that's just, I don't know, that'd be personal preference. So as you're running through here, you'll see enemies. You don't have to kill them because most of the time they're running away from you, and most of the time you can drop down there. Fumo already dropped down, but you can still run up here on top if you want. You're eventually gonna have to drop down anyways, because the objective is through the doorway that's down here. Explosions!
We're almost
Make sure you
there.
don't fall in there, right there, because you will die. That is a hole that you cannot fall down. So just keep running and then we'll get to the end. And everything is gone to hell at this point. We're just trying to hold on for life. And we're flying into outer space. Uh-oh.
We're caught in the gravity well.
Can you track the escape pods?
I don't know if that's part of us or if that was part of the carrier we just destroyed, or the cruiser we just destroyed.
Hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we get... Ugh!
Oh god.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's like, that's lovely. So that covers the first campaign. I think that pretty much gives you a quick look at what to do. I want to thank Fumo for coming on and helping us out here. And we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on the next mission.